Hi everybody, thank you for coming to my channel and joining me here today. So today I'm going to be showing you just how to do a basic kind of single crochet as well as going into a double crochet stitch. I'm going to be working on a project, so this will be kind of the basis of my project. So you can really start out with whatever yarn you use. I mean, there's really no particular limit. I'm just kind of using this one. I don't know if you can see it here. It's got kind of little like flecks in there on this like white part, and it's a very soft, pale baby yellow, as you can see back here a little bit. It's meant for baby kind of projects. I mean, I guess not necessarily, but I like to use it for stuff for babies and young children, as it's a very soft and thinner line, so it just works well for those kind of smaller projects. I like to use for yarn this size. I apologize, I will look it up and put the actual size of the yarn in the description below, because I don't remember off the top of my head. But for the smaller size yarn and kids projects, I like to use a smaller hook. The biggest I like to go is the one I'm actually going to be using today, which is this one here. Oh, if it'll focus. This one here, it is, there we go, a size F, which is a 3.75 millimeter hook. It's not too small, but it's a pretty good size needle when it comes to making those smaller projects. This brand is my favorite. I don't know how to pronounce that, so I'm not even going to try, but I really enjoy this brand because it has this soft grip on it, so when working and holding the needle, it just sits really comfortably in your hand. I have needles that are all like this, the metal ones or plastic even, and wooden, and when using those, it just, I don't know about you, but I hold it there and like a pen, and it kind of starts to hurt a little bit after a while and leaves a dent. So these are really great because you can go in and out, and it just cushions the hand and the fingers, and it's really nice. I have almost their whole line. They have pretty great range actually in their thing, and they're not that expensive. They're only about like $3 and some change, I believe, or for a hook, or you can get their set of like 20 or 25 for about $20, which is a really great deal as well. And you can find those just about anywhere. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to show you how we begin. So to make what I call the magic circle, I know there's lots of different terminology for everything. So, you know, depending on whether you're following a video from over in Europe versus the United States, there's different terms that you might hear. I call it a magic ring. It's how you start off every chain. So what you do is you get your fingers and hold like this. So I like to hold a little bit in excess here, and what I do is I loop around once while holding this first one with my thumb, loop around twice, and I use this finger here in the back, my ring finger, and kind of pinch them together. Then you pick up the back one, put it over, oops, pick up that first one, pull through, pull down, and that's how you get your magic ring. You don't have to tighten it up, but for this project I'm going to, so I'm going to adjust it down, and then just go ahead and put your hook in there. And I'm going to pull it a little bit tight, but not too tight. You don't want it to be too tight, otherwise you're not going to be able to, you know, really go in and get that first stitch. So what we do is we're just going to start off with, say, like a chain 10 of a double or a single crochet, sorry, before we go into the double crochet. So that does not count as our first one. So you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You know what? We're actually going to do 10 more because that's a pretty short little chain, as you can see. So I'm just going to go ahead and do 10 more real quick. Oops. All right. So there's our chain of 20. This yarn, I will say, even though it's really beautiful, it's not wanting to focus, with those little flecks in there, it is kind of like a ribbon almost woven through. So as you're pulling through, when you go to this part, sometimes it does catch because that little ribbon of like with the shiny material will separate. So you don't want to try and go too fast at first, just because it can be a little tricky. You can use any yarn, but I'm just using this one because, like I said, I'm going to be working with a particular project. So that's where we want to start. And now, in order to do a double crochet, we're going to just chain 3 more. So 1, 2, and 3. And I am actually going to take this. You want to take your hook and yarn over, which means you're going to be bringing the yarn from the back over your hook. We're going to be going into that, let's see, the second chain, is it, from the front loop. So you count, the loop doesn't count, so you go 1, 2, and we're going to be going in the next chain there, that third chain actually. And you could pull through the front loop, which is going to be the top portion of the yarn here, and then you should have 3 loops on your hook. And then what you're going to do is yarn over and pull through all 3. So you should have something that looks a little like that. So we're going to go over, like, I'm going to actually do a single crochet, and then I'm going to skip the next loop and go over 2 so you can see a little bit better. You're going to yarn over, go through that front loop, pull through, and pull through all 3 loops on your chain. So it should start looking a little something like that. So we're going to do this a couple more times, following that same pattern, skipping the next chain, going into the second one, pulling through, and then pull through all 3 loops. Single crochet, yarn over, and pull through. And then you'll start to see a little pattern. When you do that extra single crochet like I did in the beginning, you'll see it starts to get a little gap. I don't know if that's going to pick up. There we go. But it creates a cute little pattern, and it may not look like much at first, but you're gonna, be able to, see it a little bit more defined as we go through. So we'll do that. Yarn over, pull all through all 3. Single crochet, yarn over, pull through. And normally I would be going a little bit faster, but for the sake of the video and teaching purposes, I'm going to just be slowing it down and continuing to do that like this, so you get the gist of it. It is something that, especially when we're working with smaller yarn and smaller needles, that takes a little bit more precision with, just because it's going to be a little bit more tedious. You can't go quite as fast, but I really enjoy working with this yarn. It's so great for baby blankets. I actually love making like little clothes for kids, and this is a really great yarn for making kids clothes like pants, sweaters, onesies, hats, just because it's really soft, and especially once you wash it, it's going to really soften up the material. So here we are. You should have something that looks a little like this. And that is how you do a double crochet. So I know this is just the basics, but once I start to get going on my project, I will come back and show you guys a little bit more how it looks on a bigger thing. And of course I will show you some other projects I've completed in other videos, but this one is just kind of demoing how you do that double crochet. So if you have any questions, please link them in the comments below. If there's any stitches or anything else you'd like me to expand on, please leave that in the comments below, just because you know, I am starting out here, so I'm just trying to keep things very basic and simple, and we'll elaborate on things, and I'll show you how to you know, really build on each stitch and all the different fun things you can do. Crocheting's so fun, and the possibilities are really endless. So you know, go ahead and subscribe to my channel, hit that subscribe button, and hit the little notification bell below. Give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you in my next video. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a blessed day.